of all that. So the cosine rule is a squared, is equal to b squared plus c squared minus 2bc cosine a. Now that's not specific, so if you do have a right angled triangle and you have angle here a, it's just the angle opposite the side. So this will always be opposite this. So the side and the opposite angle. Whoa, spelled wrong. Those two must be at either ends of your, so if you're picking C, it would be this angle that you put here. And same for the rearrangement. There's a rearrangement, which is this one. This one is used when we need to find the angle, because it is the subject of the angle equals. And this one is used when we want to find an unknown side. Sine rule is a little bit less complicated, I think. It is just a over the sine of a is equal to b over the sine of b. We use it this way around if we want to find the side. Once again, these two must be opposites, the same as this. The side and the opposite angle are buddies. So a and sine a. So if we have our triangle, let's use a different angle. Let's say we're using this one up here. This is the side that must be over that angle. That side over that angle. Always deal with opposites. These two are opposites, and these two are opposites, and so on. If you want to find an angle, you can flip this upside down. Sine A over A is equal to sine B over B. You can use this one as well to find the angle, but you'll just have to change a cross multiplication type thing. Okay, so those should not be new to you. One that's not up there, so this is the sine rule. One that's not up there is the area of a triangle, but will be given to you as well. And that is a half a times b times sine c. That's a little bit different. It doesn't deal with opposites. It deals with like an angle sandwiched by two sides. So if we have a triangle and we want to find the area of it, this C angle is not opposite A or B. It's sandwiched. So you'd be looking at this angle, then you need this side and this side, not the one opposite. Not the one opposite. That's the only one that doesn't use this opposite thing. Not opposite. Okay, so we have to be able to apply those. Let's look at a couple of problems, and then I'll let you guys crack on with your homework. Recognizing whether we use the sine rule or the cosine rule is a skill. You can see here in the sine rule, both cases, there's two angles and two sides. So two angles, two sides are needed, including the unknown one. In the cosine rule, there's a bunch of sides and only one angle. So it's all three sides and one angle. So for your homework, it tells you which one to use, but in an exam, it won't. So you have to figure out which one. So let's look at this first question. I'll remove some of this. Can I remove some of this? This first question creates this triangle. I've not drawn it very well, but this is 41 degrees. This is 113, I think. And we have 18 here. Okay. So to decide which we use, the sine rule or the cosine rule. Now I would put an X or something with the side they want us to find, which is this side over here, the BC side. So I have a little look. I think, right, I got two angles marked and I've got two sides marked. Which one do I use? Sine or cosine rule? Sine. Because this needs three sides and one angle. This has two angles and two sides, so I use the sine rule. I'm going to put it this way around. I'm going to use this version of it because I'm looking for a side. I'm going to use this version. I'm going to replace, doesn't matter which way around I do it, 18 over 41 and have x here, or do I put x here? Does it matter which way? It shouldn't matter which way. As if it's a statement of equality, they can be flipped anytime you want. Okay, so let's write down something. This is opposite this. So 18 is opposite the sine of 41. They are opposites. And b, which I take this, these two are opposites. X is over sine 113. And that's I've set up. The only thing I don't have is this unknown. If I'm dividing over here, I can multiply both sides by it and it will be the same. And that, using my calculator, these will all be calculator questions, will give us the length of side x. And then we can have a little look to see. So we do 18 times sine 113. And then divide that by sine 41. And I get around 25, get 25.3. And then I just do a little check, always do a little check that the answer makes sense. Does it make sense that that would be 25.3? And can anyone tell me why it makes sense? Yes. Yes. So it would be like a scale. This angle opposite, the side opposite this angle has to be larger. If that angle is bigger, the side it creates opposite must be larger. So I need to have an answer bigger than 18 for it to make sense. Okay, let's do one more of these. Let's do the one at the bottom, which, oh, is that cut off? But I'll do it anyway. Yes? 180. Yeah, you could, but they didn't ask for the angle. They asked for that side. You can definitely just subtract, yeah. If they're asking for the angle, that'd be a pretty easy one. Yeah, you're right. Okay, we have this. We have 38 degrees here, and they want to find, this is 10, this is, I'm going to say 12, and they want to find this side. How would I go about it? Cosine rule. Okay, so I'll set it up. I'm not going to do it, but x squared has to be opposite the angle. We have that. So the other two sides, it does not matter which way around we have them because they're going to be added anyway, so you can write it either way. And then they're multiplied. So you can write them either way. 12 times 10 is the same as 10 times 12, but just make sure that angle, that's opposite the x squared. And then you can work that out and get the square root and you'll get the side. For the other one, I'm going to do the word problem, which anytime I see a word problem with triangles, I would draw the triangle, try and draw the triangle. Find correct, awful editing. It's 8. Okay, AC over here is 8. So find the measure of angle C, and all right, let's draw triangle ABC. ABC. The measure of angle C, we want to find this angle. AC is 8. That's off screen, but I know this. And AB is 12. All right, so decision time. Do I have any other? Oh, an angle B measures 28. Sine, cosine rule? Sine. Why? Because we got two sides, two angles, including the unknown one. So I work with sine. I'm going to use the reciprocal one of this. I'm going to write angle over side because I'm trying to find an angle. I'm going to call this C, angle C. So I say sine C is equal to, it's not equal to, over 12 is equal to these two. Sine 28 over 8. And then if it's a denominator over here, I can multiply both sides by it and it'll go away. Sine C is equal to 12 times sine 28. Do that in the calculator, press equals. Now what are you expecting to get here? A large angle straight away? Larger angle? Yes, you will. You should. Your answer should be a larger angle, correct? But what am I going to get for this? I'm going to get a decimal, am I? So I've skits divided by 8. I should get a decimal less than 1 because we know sine goes between 0 and 1 or minus 1 to 1. When I put it in, I get 0.74. Yeah, so I need to do the opposite operation. So normally, you know, if you're multiplying one side and you want to find your answer, you divide. But what's the opposite to a sine? It's sine inverse. So I use the sine with the little minus 1 button on my calculator, 0.74. I put that in. So second sine, we get it. And I get around 45 degrees, 44.7 degrees. So it is bigger than 28 degrees as expected.
So sorry, why can you use sine inverse?
Yeah, because this is a decimal, this is a ratio. So remember when we do sine, cosine, and tan, you're looking at well, sine of an angle, any angle, is going to be the opposite side just in ratio to the hypotenuse. That's just a decimal number. We get 1/2 and root 3 over 2. It's just a decimal. It doesn't tell me what the angle is. But if I know this, I can go back and find the angle. So I got to do the reverse operation of the ratio, which is sine inverse. The calculator does it for us handily. So we got to turn that decimal, because remember, it'll just be like 3 over 4 is 0.75. What is that? That's the ratio of the opposite to hypotenuse sides. That doesn't tell us the angle. It gives us information that the hypotenuse is 4 and the opposite is 3, but it doesn't give us the angle. So we got to go backwards using the calculator to find what the angle is, because we just have a decimal at the moment. Okay, so that was around 45 degrees, approximately 45 degrees. Any questions? So from now on, for the rest of the week, I'm going to let you